Hey everybody, welcome to the workshop. On today's episode, I'm going to be making candles. Yes, I'm introducing something new to the channel, candle making. They're a great little gift to be able to make, and especially if you're looking into getting to be a maker of some sort and you want to get started easily, maybe even just dipping your toe into it, something that is going to be easy to make and doesn't cost a lot of money. On Amazon, you can actually buy kits that pretty much come with everything you need. That's what I did to get started with this, and so now I'm going to be sharing that with you today on Adam's Workshop. All right, everybody. First things first, going over all of the equipment that we have here. So starting off, we've got our glass jars. I like using the glass jars with the lids because I like giving these as gifts. So that's just my preference. Now, I do like using 7 ounce jars. So this is what I particularly like to use. Next, we do have our wicks, and we also have stickers as well. The stickers are going to go on the bottom side of the wicks, so that way they'll stick inside of the jar when we go to pour the wax into it. Next, I have stickers for just warning labels to be able to put on there. Also have wick holders also, so that way once I put the wick in, I can put it inside of it and then hook it in, so that way it'll stay in place whenever I go to pour. I also have a set of cutters as well, so that way we can trim the wicks to length once we get done. Next, we have our fragrances and our dyes, and these are just great ways to personalize it. Find out the person's favorite color, and you can put your dyes in there. And then also we have different fragrances. I have ginger and sea salt, and then I also have droppers in order to put it into it. One thing to note about the fragrances is making sure that you get the right type for whatever type of wax you're using. Not all fragrances are made for candles. Some are made for doing perfumes. And so you want to get the right thing because you don't want to have a bad chemical reaction of some sort. So I don't think anything really bad would happen, but some fragrances are just made for certain applications. So make sure that you get fragrances that are for candle making. And then lastly, we have our candle wax. I use soy wax. In the kit that I bought, it also comes with things like the thermometer, which is something that you really need to have a thermometer, because the thermometer, we have to have the wax at a certain temperature range, which is 158 degrees to 185 degrees is the optimal temperature for including the fragrances. Otherwise, the fragrances might break down and not really mix well with our wax. So we have this spoon for stirring, our jar to put it in and to heat it up with, and this one has graduations in the inside of it as well, so that way we know how much we're actually pouring in. And then lastly is our burner here to be able to heat it up with, and this one is quite simple. It just has a knob for turning it on and however much we want. Thing has been working very well so far. Heats up quickly, no problems with any of this. So this is all of our stuff that we're going to need. So let's get started making some candles. All right, now let's get to making the candle. Step one, get the sticker onto the wick and get the wick stuck down to the glass. Now we put on our holder, get it into position, and put it into place there. Now that is ready to go. Now we're going to fill up the container up to the 6 ounce line. All right. Turn up our burner, and now we wait for it to melt. Now that we've got the color into it, we still have to make sure that the heat doesn't get too high. The dyes doesn't really matter so much how hot it is or how cold it is, as long as it's still liquid. But the fragrance does. We don't want it to be over 185 degrees. So right now I'm just watching the thermometer, making sure that it doesn't go too high. As long as it stays below 185, I can go ahead and add the fragrance, and then we can pour it into the glass. Okay, it's holding steady at 179.4. So we're within range. I can go ahead and add in the fragrance. I'll give it one more stir. And now we can just pour it straight into our jar. Now we just need to wait for it to solidify. We'll come back when it has. All right, the candle has now solidified, as you can see. So now the last steps are we're going to cut the wick to length, and I just eyeball this. Now we have ourselves a candle, and we can put one of these warning stickers on here as well, just letting people know not to burn it. I think it says more than 4 hours, and we can put this over the bottom of it. Put our lid on. And now we have an awesome gift for somebody. A gift that you made with your own hands, looks great, it's personalized, and it was really easy to make as well, and it's not too expensive. So if you like videos like this, check out this other video that I have over here. If you want to learn more about Jesus, click on this video up here. Until next time, I'll see y'all again in the workshop.